Maybe move the microphone.
Okay, so as luck would have it, this week is actually Noyce Knowledge Week, where as participants we are supposed to share information about all the cool stuff we do with Noyce, and it's totally a coincidence that we are here on that very week.
You said noise, like
Noyce. Noyce.
oh, noise. Okay.
Noyce. Yep.
I
Robert
Noyce.
Noyce.
And I still can't hear you. Go ahead.
So what does the Noyce program do? It provides about $67 million annually in funding to institutions of higher education with the goal of increasing the number of highly effective K-12 STEM teachers in high-need school districts that serve diverse populations. So how do they try to accomplish that? They have the participants engage in sustained professional development, and by sustained, I mean this is a 5-year commitment for us. We also participate in a variety of field experiences where we collaborate closely with researchers at SIU. We participate and present in professional conferences, and we engage in culturally responsive teaching practices. So to give you an idea of how special it is for us to be a part of this program, there are 4 different tracks to Noyce. One is for pre-service teachers or undergraduates who want to be a teacher someday. One is for new teachers. One is for master teacher fellows, which are veteran teachers who have their master's degree, and that's what we belong to. And then one is for educational research. So out of the 60 programs throughout the country, only 6 are geared for master teacher fellows. And SIU is lucky enough to be one of the institutions that provides that program. And then really cool, out of the 14 teachers that are in the program, 4 are Unit 2 teachers. So, yeah. So when SIU wrote the grant for this program, they focused on 2 things. One, that this area between the Mississippi and the Ohio is a very biologically and geographically diverse area, one of the most diverse areas in the United States, and also one of the most impoverished and underserved regions in the country. So from the focus on those 2 things, the SIUC River Region Sustainability Program was born. And it is designed to focus on environmental sustainability for our area and serve high-need schools and revitalize STEM education in Southern Illinois.
I think it's me. Oh, okay. So one of the ways that it helps our students is by making us better teachers. It does that through additional professional development and even graduate level courses. Every year they send us to Science in the South Conference, which is here at SIU. Carbondale, we've actually had the opportunity to be presenters there as well. The Midwest Noyce Conference every year. This past year was at Cave City, Kentucky, which was really cool. Every spring and fall, we take a graduate level class at SIU. We will finish at the end, like Holly said, it's a 5-year commitment. At the end of the 5 years, we will have a graduate certificate in sustainability, and 9 of our hours will count as principal endorsement coursework. Is it up or down?
Down.
Yeah, okay.
Become principals because we want
Oh, no.
We want to keep you as science.
No way.
We want to keep you as science teacher.
This is way too much fun. So, in addition to the classes in the fall and the classes in the spring, the best part is the 3-week summer research immersion. It is an intense 3 weeks where we get to focus on research with scientists and we get to take these awesome field trips. 2019, the very first year, the focus was sustainability in everyday life. We got to go up to the St. Louis, Missouri Botanical Gardens for a week and a half. This top picture is us at Busch Stadium, getting to see their green efforts in action. 2020, the focus was toxicology. If you remember, 2020 was the year that the world stopped turning. Everybody was at home. Noyce did this awesome idea and packaged up all of the supplies we needed and hand delivered it to us. So our kitchens and our dining room tables became our laboratories. And every day we met over Zoom and we were doing all of these experiments from our own home, which made it really accessible for our classrooms. 2021, this past summer, was biodiversity. Here we are with Chris Benda looking for an endangered species right here in Giant City Park. Didn't even know this was there. Next, this summer coming.
Species you were looking.
Oh, I'm nervous and I forgot. A type of clover.
Buffalo
clover. And it's really funny because they would allow us to take.
Like leaf?
It is, yeah. It's an endangered type of clover. Yeah, Chris Benda does the rare plants in Illinois. He searches them out and keeps track of them.
And we
How
could
many did you
take
find?
pictures.
There were a good population there. Yeah, I don't know how big, but it was a pretty good area there.
And like they're protected. Like the pictures we took could not have like our Snapchat like GPS on it because they didn't want other people to see where it was. It was really cool. It's really cool.
High tech.
It's like a covert operation.
I know. I had no idea. And then this summer, 2022's focus will be on climate change. We're going back to Missouri Botanical Garden for a little bit. And then 2023 will be focused on energy. At the top, we have our photo from this past summer. All of us, we got to spend a week down at the Cache River State Nature Area with Aaron. And then the Noyce program produces a newsletter biannually.
I think biannually.
And Alyssa and I were featured in the newsletter. The left is my photo of a diatom that I took with our fancy microscopes. And the right is a picture of the tardigrade that Alyssa took.
That's not a walkway to the kids from Adams School built one somewhere, is it, or you know?
Yeah, well, if it's at the cache, yeah.
It is, I
yeah.
think.
Is that
I think
Did they build one down there, or what?
Very well.
Yeah, Frank, didn't she
Yes.
build a, is that, I wonder if that's the walkway you're standing on?
And her project was really why we have the Noyce program here.
Okay.
It really
Uh-huh.
was.
Well, I just saw you said it at Cache. I know one year they came and told us they were doing the project where they're building a walkway into the Cache. And I just wonder if that's, so
Might be.
it's a double bonus.
Okay, one more slide for me. So one of the really cool things about being a part of this program is they give us really neat stuff. So each of us were given 2 Wi-Fi enabled microscopes where students can actually use their cell phone and scan a QR code on the top of the microscope, and it will display a live image of what is on the microscope on their phone. And up to 6 students can access the image from the microscope at a time. No, it's really cool. They also though.
They're trying to weed you out of that smartboard, you know? That could be going above you.
They also hook up to the Chromebook so students can capture live images and then they can collaborate together. We have also gotten plant stands and lab equipment to do any labs that were related to what we're doing in the Noyce program. We've gotten funding for conferences and field trips, so that's all the money they're spending on.
And the microscope and the collaboration right here leads into what I was going to talk about, because it's really neat when you get those kids having that image where they can all see it at one time instead of having to take turns on that microscope and go, well, what does that look like? Is it the thing over here? They could just see it and talk about it. So collaboration has been a huge part of this program, and it's happened in a lot of different ways. Our first year, we collaborated 4 different teachers, 3 from Marion and 1 from Carterville High School. And it started with my chemistry students figured out how to make different solutions of sunscreen at different parts per million, because we were concerned about sunscreens in the water and what they were doing to plants and the ecosystem. So they made these solutions. While they're doing it, they made a video so that everybody could see. They had to explain what they were doing and why. They passed that on to the biology classes, 2 different classes, which then treated these ferns with the different parts of sunscreen, where they then they analyzed their growth and reproduction, and they made videos as well as far as what they were doing, how they were doing it. Then all of that data got passed on to the pre-calculus class at Carterville. And the pre-calc class then analyzed it, graphed it, told us what all those results mean. They made their video and it came full circle so we could all see and work together. And this is actually one of the collaborations that ended in a presentation at Science in the South, and the students got to come. So they actually got to meet each other, they got to present and talk about what they had done. And really nice real world application too. This year, we did a collaboration with Anna Jonesboro High School. A teacher in the Noyce is teaching down there, and her ecology dual credit class and my AP biology met at the Cache River. And then we put them into groups where it was half Marion students and half Anna Jonesboro students, and they were scared to death. You would have thought we asked them to do something totally crazy. By the end of the day, after they were collaborating on this project, they were all intermixed and having a great time, and they had to come up with like their own hypothesis about biodiversity. Some of them were looking at, was the biodiversity different closer to the river, further away, or like in an old growth forest versus one that had been replanted. And they had to collaborate. Once they got back, they also had to collaborate electronically to work on putting their data together and to look at their findings. And then another really neat thing is the SIU part of it. They have collaborated not only with us, but they have come into our classrooms. They bring equipment. They help work with our students since they're the experts and show them and help them. Some of the graduate students were on the field trip to help and assist and see our students working together. So we've kind of been able to pull on their resources as well. So collaboration for me with students and teachers has been a huge part of it.
The people from SIU, were they in the educational field or were they in the science field?
They are in the science field. We mostly in the botany department. And in fact, I've got one more picture I forgot. Dr. David Gibson, who's a plant biologist, he helps us do a lot of the statistics. He's a big statistical analysis person. So he helps us create really nice, beautiful visual graphs and things like that. He's actually just getting ready to publish a book on using plants to solve crimes. So he's talked about some of that, how you can look at the seeds and the pollen and things like that. So we've had some really great minds to help us out. And I think they're all in the botany department.
So with all of the opportunities that we've had, we are taking that beyond just our own classrooms and the area and becoming leaders in professional development and sharing what we are doing in our classrooms and how we are collaborating with other teachers and with our students by presenting. And so we have the four of us either separately or together have presented at multiple different conferences. We have presented at Science in the South, and this is what Megin was talking about, presenting with our students from Carterville and from Marion. And Tiffany presented on a completely different project that she did. We have also presented at Midwest Noyce conference. We have done multiple virtual conferences as well, so we prepared for that. And this is from a conference at Eastern Illinois University. And our reach of our conferences goes beyond Illinois, beyond the Midwest. When we were, we presented at the Noyce National Summit. So these are teachers in the Noyce program from all over the country. And we entered a video competition with our Students to Scientists Transformative Action Research video, which is the project that Megin talked about with the ferns. And we want to show you our video because we won the national award. Oh, I gotta click on it. Oh, how do I do it? Right after this ad.
And train yourself to listen faster. You are able to listen fast. You can consume more information.
Down there.
In the fall of 2019, SIU River Region Sustainability Noyce Master Teacher Fellows Program brought together 2 Title I schools, 4 teachers, and 145 students to collaborate on 4 action research projects within 1 authentic lab experience.
Hi, my name is Holly Dunderdale, and I teach science at Marion High School.
Hi, my name is Megin, and I teach science at Marion High School in Illinois.
Hi, I'm Alyssa Weisenstein from Marion High School.
Hello, this is Andrea Brzezinski, and I teach at Carterville High School.
Discuss the ecological impacts of sunscreen washing off into the water. And all 4 teachers are in the Noyce program, and we knew that individually we couldn't do this research justice, so we collaborated and brought all 145 students on board with this project.
Chemistry students investigated types of UV radiation, the chemical properties and structure of sunscreen ingredients, prepared dilutions of the sunscreen, and poured the agar growth plates for the sea ferns.
The prepared agar plates were then passed on to the 2 biology classes who shared the responsibilities of sowing the Ceratoptera spores and counting the number of germinated and non-germinated spores. The reported data was then passed on to Mrs. Brzezinski's math students.
Pre-calculus students analyzed data to determine correlation, performed regression analysis using graphing calculators as well as spreadsheets, and graphed the final data.
Once each class completed their portion of the research, they created a video teaching the other students about their contribution.
Students across classes, grade levels, and schools learned from and taught each other.
But wait, there's more. While students were engaged in authentic science research, the teachers were simultaneously conducting their own action research. We cared not just about what students learned, but how they perceived themselves as scientists. Teachers, along with the students, presented our experiences at Science in the South.
Doing a study that was done 1,000 times before isn't enjoyable, but using their information and discovering to push it further is interesting.
It's cool because usually you guys are the ones teaching us, but through our actions, we are teaching you guys stuff.
It was more than just a grade. It was to get research for something that was bigger than just a normal project.
I feel like research is completely within our reach.
Across all the classes, teachers observed high levels of engagement, students gained confidence in their abilities to think like a scientist, and a greater emphasis placed on collaboration.
We want teachers to take on authentic science research in their classrooms. This is how students become scientists.
That concludes our presentation.